इतना सा फर्क है एक बार सोच के छोड़ देने में और लग के कर दिखाने में। मान लेने में कि जिंदगी ऐसे ही कटेगी और सुबह 4 बजे उठ के सोचने में ये अभी तो बस शुरुआत है। किसी मैगजीन को हाथ में लेने में और उसी मैगजीन के कवर पेज पे होने में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वीआईपी सीट में और उसकी पिछली सीट में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वो जिसका मैदान ही खुला आसमान है वही कल जमीन पर तो था। पूछोगे तो बताएगा वो पंछी। ये एक दायरे में सिमटने में और पूरी दुनिया को दायरा बनाने में बस इतना सा फर्क है। इतना कितना है? इतना है या इतना है? जो नापेगा वो जाने कि जहां धरती और आसमान मिलते हैं, नानकुर से दूर, अगर मगर शायद से दूर, वहां भी दोनों में फर्क बस इतना सा है। धरती और सातवें आसमान में फर्क बस इतना सा है। ये एक अंतर प्रेरणा है। ये हमारी, आपकी, हम सब की अंतर प्रेरणा है। एक कदम, एक छलांग, एक बाजी, एक गहरी सांस और एक ललकार खुली हवाओं में कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन फिजाओं के लिए, कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन ऊंचाइयों के लिए जो ऊंची तो बहुत है पर नामुमकिन भी नहीं, क्योंकि मुमकिन और नामुमकिन में बस इतना सा फर्क है। धूप छांव में फर्क बस इतना सा है। तो बस चलिए फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया के साथ ये फर्क मिटा देते हैं। फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया।
Good afternoon, friends. A very warm welcome to our Business Opportunity Over Chai. And this special edition Business Opportunity Over Chai will help you to understand the greatest business opportunities that we Franchise India specially brings to you. Business Opportunity Over Chai presented by management team of Franchise India, Mr. Gaurav Maria, Chairman at Franchise India Group, and Ms. Sonia Chaudhary, MD at Franchise India Brands Limited. Every day, 12 o'clock, we launch a new brand to explore new business opportunities. Today, we have invited a brand, Aspiring Bankers. Aspiring Bankers is an initiative by IBP Institute of Professional Banking. IBP has a legacy of 7 years to train and prepare graduates from Indian University to perform well in the banking industry. IBP is India's #1 professional banking training institute, is paving a remarkable path for all those aspirants who want to carve a niche for themselves in the banking sector. To know more about this business opportunity, we have invited the team of Aspiring Bankers, Mr. Gursimranji, founder, and Ms. Kaur, Senior VP Sales and Marketing. But before I inviting them over the stage, let me introduce our panelists, Mr. Sanjay Bhaji, CEO of FICPL Group, and Mr. Vijay Katareji, Independent Franchise Consultant of Franchise India. Over to you, Sanjay sir.
Great. Thank you, Harshika. Thank you very much. And we are very pleased and we are very happy to launch today's brand of the day, which is Aspiring Bankers. Aspiring Bankers is a talent recruitment and training brand. And it is coming from a very, very renewed brand, very, very renewed professionals who are behind the brand. And this is an initiative of IPB, sorry, Institute of Professional Banking. So what we are into, this is a very, very premium brand in terms of, having already 25 plus centers already. They have got presence in already 13 plus states already. They have trained more than 6,000 students already. Now, when we are talking about this digital format of webinar, this is Franchise India's digital format, which we are now in the 3rd year. After COVID, when we were doing all the brand launches and everything through physical meetings and trainings and our events, because this was not working that time. So right from April 2020, we started doing it digital. So digital format of launching these brands, the idea is to reach out to every investor who is sitting in any of the corner, India, any of the country also. This is our daily, platform wherein we launch one brand every day in franchise. So we have with us today, brand side, we have Mr. Singh, who is the founder of the brand, and we will also understand from his side what is the journey of starting this brand. And second is what is the opportunity we are offering today, where we are open already, where we have already center, how they are running, and what is the size of business, what they are doing right now, and then what are the right markets for them and right profile of partners which we are looking at. So we also welcome our partners, Mr. Rajesh Ratanji. I think he is also there. Mr. Vijay Kataria ji, he is also there from Franchise India. So Franchise India is helping all the investors who are looking forward for any kind of a business opportunity. We are further helping them, hand-holding them to understand what are the parameters for starting a new business for them, which business is rightly fitted for their market, rightly fitted for their profiles, and this matchmaking, what all Franchise India is going to help. So we have a network in 97 cities already. So any city, any investor who is there, please use the Q&A box who have joined us today. Use Q&A box. My request, do not raise the hand. There is some already my guests who have raised the hand. So that option is not in this webinar. There's a Q&A box at the bottom. Please use while we are presenting this opportunity. During the presentation, start sharing your queries and your questions in the Q&A box. So on panel, as I said, we also have Ms. Sumit Kaur. She is also coming from the brand side and having a lot of knowledge, and she will also take us through a lot of things about the brand, and then she will also help us in terms of answering the questions which we are taking it further. So our partners Vijayji and Rajeshji are also there, so they will also help us taking out the questions from Q&A box and asking questions from the brand. That will give us more clarity and more understanding about this side of the business. So please stay tuned and use Q&A box while we are presenting this opportunity. We will be knowing that which you are coming from, which city. Write it there in the Q&A box. If you have any experience in this field, you please write that I am having some experience, I want to initiate or discuss further. So Franchise India team, after this webinar, will arrange one-on-one discussions with the brand. First, we'll understand your profile. We'll send you details about this presentation. Then we will arrange one-on-one meeting, one-on-one discussion, and profile. We'll understand your profiles with the brand directly. So before I invite all my partners to talk about this brand, I wanted to ask Vijayji to come on this and to have a two-liner from your side also. Please welcome all our investors, guests who have joined us today, and then please welcome Mr. Gursimranji also. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Sanjay ji. Now, since everything you have basically briefed about the brand, so now I request Mr. Gursimran Singh to discuss in this so that we all know about the opportunity. So over to you, Gursimran sir.
Please, welcome, sir, welcome.
Thank you, Sanjay ji, Vijay ji, and Harshika for telling more about the brand. So I would like to share my PPT with all of you. So the brand Aspiring Bankers, it's an initiative of Institute of Professional Banking. So earlier we started Institute of Professional Banking in 2015. So now we have launched another brand by the name of Aspiring Bankers. So if we talk about Institute of Professional Banking, we came up with a clear vision to train and prepare graduates from Indian universities, help them to get a job in a private sector bank. So the basic objective is to cater to the manpower needs of the exponentially growing banking and financial services sector in India. So resulting in scaling of banks towards greater profitability. So as we say about IPB, that we train candidates and help them to get a job in a private sector bank. So the type of jobs which we are helping in Institute of Professional Banking, front-end operations. So basically a candidate goes through a 3 months training and then they are being interviewed by different banks, and finally they get a job in a bank. So the team we have is, before that, I would like to tell something about myself. I am a mechanical engineer. I came into the business in the year 2007. So since then, we are working against unemployment, and we have initiated a movement, Main Nahi Berozgar. So we started an Institute of Computerized Financial Accounting in the year 2007. And then I founded Institute of Professional Banking in 2015. So we have work peripheries pan-India, and I was awarded as the Promising Icon Award in the field of education in 2021. So this is the core team. Our chairman is Harpal Singh. He is retired general manager from Punjab National Bank. And the dean academics is Jasbir Singh. He retired as general manager from Oriental Bank of Commerce. And he was also ex-chief vigilance officer with State Bank of Patiala. And we have then Sanjay Gupta. He is president for Corporate Alliance. He was regional head with ICICI, and he worked in Russia as a head retail liabilities for the ICICI Bank only. And then we have the Jaspal Singh. He was zonal head with Kotak Mahindra Bank, and he joined us around 3 years back. And we have an advisory board taken care by Mahesh Ingorani. He is the chairman of the advisory board, retired deputy general manager from ICICI Bank. Then we have chief technology officer of Axis Bank, Harish Khatri, based out of Jaipur. And then Jasmeet Singh Anand, he is nowadays in Dubai. He is our member advisory board and a branch banking head of HDFC Bank. So in the last 7 years, like I said, we started in 2015. We have trained 6,000 students and helped them to get a job in a bank as a KYC, AML, that is know your customer, and anti-money laundering compliance officers, tellers, and customer service officers. And now we have 25 centers across 13 states. So we are on a vision to create 1 lakh bankers by 2030. And we need to have a pan-India presence by March 2025. So we lack in the east side of India and Calcutta, Guwahati, and then we need to have 2 centers, one in Chennai and Ahmedabad also. I am talking about Institute of Professional Banking, what we have did in the last 7.5 years. So this is the story. So ideation started in 2014. The first hirers were Axis Bank and IndusInd Bank, and we placed around 101 students under the Udan scheme, which was funded by Ministry of Home Affairs. In 2017, only ICICI Bank took 100 plus students. Total were around 500-600 students were placed in 2017, and the ICICI was the biggest hirer in that year. We signed an MOU with Higher Education Department, Haryana, and we conducted placement drives for around 1,000 students during the 2018. And we tied up with Chitkara University and Baddi University, Himachal Pradesh. We signed an MOU with Utkar Small Finance Bank under hire and train model. During the COVID, we were able to place 750 students, because when everything stuck up in April 2020, the banks were still going on and they were hiring aggressively during that year also. And we have trained more than 5,000 students till 2022. And now in 2023 March, the number is beyond 6,000. And this year we have opened 2 more centers in South India. So these are the numbers. And these are the centers we have: Panchkula, Mohali, Noida are company-owned centers, and rest 21 are in franchisee model. Gurgaon, Delhi, Dehradun, Pathankot, Ludhiana, Shri Ganganagar, Kota, and Jaipur in Rajasthan, Vadodara and Surat in Gujarat, Andheri, Vasai, Pune, Akola, Kolhapur, Nagpur in Maharashtra. We have Bhubaneswar in Odisha, and then Varanasi in UP. and then Indore in Madhya Pradesh, and Bangalore, Kochi in South India. So about aspiring bankers, it is an initiative of Institute of Professional Banking. We have a legacy of 7 years, and that too in training and preparing graduates from different Indian universities to perform well in banking industry. And we have paved a remarkable path for all those aspirants who want to carve a niche for themselves in the banking sector. So till date, we have trained and placed 6,000 students, and they are working with different banks and financial institutions. So why aspiring bankers? With India having the highest rank in population, our current unemployment rate is 8.3%. The attrition rate in the banking sector in last few years has rose more than 30%, and in some banks it is more than 50% also. In India, a banking job is considered as one of the safest options for consistent source of income, and therefore directly linked to the social acceptance. In addition to the aspect of job security, a banking job is equated to a white collar job. And there is a huge gap which persists between the trained and the conditioned manpower. So whatever the students are coming out from the colleges and universities, but the bank require a different skill set. So that is why aspiring bankers is into existence. And the solution is we have to connect with the unemployed youth of this country. We have to nurture them with the right skill set. And we have a pool of ex-bankers. As at present, we have 15 faculties who are either retired as an assistant general manager or above that from a public sector bank, or they have worked in a private banking industry for at least 15 years in the retail branch banking. And then we will offer the students the placements in the banking industry. So we need to first source the candidates, nurture them, that is trained, training is done, and then we will send them for the interviews to get them placed. So aspiring bankers, we have designed a PG certificate, postgraduate certificate in sales and relationship banking. It is introduced for job seekers who wish to make career in sales in the private banking industry. It's a short-term, that is 4 weeks immersive program that gives any graduate a great start in their banking career. So this aspiring bankers ideation came in the last year only, 2021-22. So when we used to meet the HRs of the bank, they used to tell us that you are sending the candidates for last 6-7 years and they are well trained for the operational profile. But we require candidates for the sales and relationship banking. And that number is too much large. We met the HRs and finally came up with the conclusion to start a postgraduate certificate in sales and relation banking. And these 4 weeks training program which we have developed, it is after meeting tons of HRs of the banks, have together many hours of discussion and came up with the very immersive certificate program, which is short-term 4 weeks program. So how aspiring bankers, we have to reach out to the unemployed eligible youth of India. So we have to target the colleges, universities, and wherever other portfolios where we can found the unemployed youth. We will train them, condition them with the soft skills, interview skills, personality development for the on-roll banking jobs. And this nurturing will be done by the ex-bankers. They will act as mentors. And then we will help them, get them interviewed, place them on the on-roll job profiles with private sector banks. So the impact of postgraduate certificate course in sales and retail banking is that this course will enable the students to capture the dynamic realities of prospecting, CASA acquisition, selling of third-party products, complaint resolution, and other elements of customer service. And the candidates will kickstart their banking career from a starting salary of 2.5 lakhs, that is 20,000, to 3 lakhs, that is 25,000. And who is the unemployed youth as per our aspiring bankers? The candidate should be below 30 years of the age at the time of admission. They have scored more than 40% marks in graduation. And the mode of education can be any, that is regular, correspondence, private, or open. And 44% of the Indian population between the age of 21 to 30 years is unemployed. These are the recruiting partners: HDFC Bank, Bandhan Bank, IndusInd, Axis, Kotak, AU Small Finance Bank, Ujjivan Small Finance Bank, IDFC First Bank, and then we have two financial institutions, that is NBFCs, Muthoot Finance and PNB Housing. And then we have small finance banks, Utkarsh Small Finance Bank and Jana Small Finance Bank. Coming up to the ROI, so what we require from the investor is 600 to 700 square feet of area. And the investment will be 8 lakh rupees on their interior works and fit outs. And the franchisee fees they have to pay is 2 lakh rupees plus GST, and others which include the fascia board and the initial inauguration expenses is 1.5 lakhs. So total coming out to be 11.5 lakhs is the total setup cost. And we are expecting that a investor will do at least 20 to 25 admissions per month. So the total fees of the 1 month, 4 weeks training is 20,000 rupees. So 20,000 rupees into 25 admissions will come out to 5 lakhs. Or if there are 20 admissions, it comes out to be 4 lakhs. So expected monthly revenue is 4 to 5 lakhs. And the royalty we will be charging is 40%, which includes, we will come to the next slide against the deliverables, what the franchisor will be. But at a macro level, it will be training as well as placement of the candidate. So the investor has to do the sourcing part and the infrastructure. As an brand, we have to have the training and the placement portfolio in our kitty. The rent we require for a 600 to 700 square feet of area is 25,000. Manpower, we need to have 2 telecallers and 2 counselors and 1 peon. It will come out to be 90,000 rupees. And the other miscellaneous expenses like electricity and little bit of budget in sales, it will come out to be 20,000 rupees. So the expected monthly net profit will be 1 to 1.5 lakh rupees. And there will be 100% return of investment in 10 to 12 months. So the ideal profile for the partner, the investor will be the HR consultants, the institutes who are already into education, the marketing professionals who have worked in BFSI, FMCG, or any other marketing portfolio, and also the new entrepreneurs who want to start a business into the training and placement domain. So as a investor or as a franchisee, you need to have office or a training premises. So branding and promotion in your local area, sourcing, that means admissions, and marketing activities in the local area. And you need to have a team of 2 counselors, 2 telecallers, along with a center head or a training manager. What we insist on that the center head or the training manager, you yourself as an investor should take care of this profile. The handholding of the student throughout the journey with aspiring bankers, you need to take care of that. And you have to have the best use of the CRM and the ERP software, which will be provided by us for sourcing the students, fee punching, attendance, their assessments, and placement deliverables. So as far as the brand is concerned, we will give you a license to operate under our brand Aspiring Bankers, along with their reputation and goodwill, a regular update on marketing strategies, latest upgraded course material, and training of the candidates on domain banking knowledge and soft skills. So all the training part will be taken care by us. We will be assisting you in manpower recruitment, their training, and administrative assistance. And we will be doing the marketing centrally, that is social media, digital media marketing, and providing you with the original leads in the CRM. And we will be helping you with the screening of the candidates centrally, because we have given you the basic criteria that the candidate should be less than 30 years and should have scored 40% marks or above in 10th, 12th, and graduation. We need to check other things also, which we will be helping you initially through the screening process. Like their CIBIL score should be greater than 700, or they should not have a gap of more than 2 years after the graduation. If they have a gap of more than 2 years, they have to justify to the bank that what they were doing. Like the bank can accommodate 2 years gap, as they understand the candidate must be preparing for some government exams or for some CAT or MAT exams. But if the candidate is free for more than 2 years, that means he is not serious in making his or her career. So there are nitty-gritties in this. So we will be helping you with the screening process initially, hand holding you, and then online conduction of classes, mock interviews, final test, and certification will be provided by us. And placement of the candidates is in our kitty only. So thank you from my side. I believe there will be some questions. So there is a question from Krishanu Mitra. Are there any aspiring banker centers already in Mumbai? Are there cross-selling opportunities between the two brands? Very good question, Mitra. We have not launched Aspiring Bankers as of now. We are doing it today only. So coming to your question, we don't have any center in Mumbai, and the cross-selling of opportunities between the both brands is not because of the first Institute of Professional Banking comes under the portfolio of operational job profile in a bank, but Aspiring Bankers come under the sales profile for the bank. So we don't promote cross-selling opportunities. So Mr. Bakshish Bawa has asked the question, can you share the breakup of the interior cost shown? Mr. Bawa, I can tell you the interiors will cost 8 lakhs, which includes the air conditioned, the interior, the partition part, maybe the gypsum board or the aluminium partition or the wooden partition, the computers, and the furniture, which takes care of table, chairs, and projector in the classroom. So there is another questions which are answered by.
Actually, Gursimranji, kindly answer these answered question also, so that others can also.
Okay. Right. Through the brand suggest aspiring bankers, but does it cater to financial sectors like insurance and NBFC, to name a few? Yes, Mitraji, it will cater to NBFCs, but not insurance sector as of now. So insurance is another type of sale, but we are into banking as well as NBFCs like PNB, Housing Finance, Muthoot. Those have their physical branches in presence, like Bajaj is coming up with the branches. So NBFCs we will be taking care of. How much investment this franchisee needs? Like Mr. Pushkar has asked this question. We have already explained, sir, we require initial investment of 11.5 lakhs. And Sumit has already replied, the area we require is 600 to 700 square feet of carpet area. Yeah, you can do a business in a rented premises also. Do you need office in? Yeah, we need office in the training center in commercial area only. Yeah, there are more in Telangana and Andhra. Any branches? No, Mr. Reddy, there is no branch in Telangana. We are yet to start with. We have only opened one center, that is Amravati in Maharashtra. So we don't have any branches pan India. So we have a vision of opening 70 branches in next 15 to 18 months. What is the working capital required for telecallers and other expenses? And what is the runway needed to ensure that there is no further infusion of funds? Very good question, Surya Tejaji. So the working capital we require is between 2 to 3 lakhs. The recurring expenses will be the counselors and the telecallers and the rent part. And the major part will be the salary part only. And if we are recruiting telecallers and counselors, they need to perform. That means they need to generate funds. They need to do sales. So what we have seen in the past 7-8 years is that you need to have 2 to 3 months of buffer. And if you are lucky enough to get a good candidates, that is telecallers and the counselors, the first or the second month you will get into break even. Interested in operations training in Pune along with relationship training, can we have both? No, Mr. Bawa, we only want to promote the sales profile in this aspiring bankers. Just to confirm, the only revenue for the franchisee, yes, Mr. Gaurav, this is the only revenue model. I'll elaborate more on two things. So we will be running with the two models. The course will be the same for both. That is postgraduate certificate in sales and relationship banking. But the model will be hire, train and deploy, and another will be train and deploy. So what do you mean by hire, train, deploy? What we say is HTD model in technical knowledge, in technical words. So hire, train, deploy is first the bank will come to your institute. They will take the interviews of the students sitting there. And if they found good, they will give them the hiring, that is provisional offer letter. And then they need to deposit the fees and go through these 4 weeks of training. And then they will be getting the certificate and finally joining the bank. So the bank will be hiring the students first, then the training, then the fees will happen, and then the training will happen. And then they will join the bank. And the hiring offer letter, that will be provisional, subject to the clearance and completion of the certificate. The other is training and deployment. That is, we are going to colleges, universities, getting the admissions done, taking the fees, getting them trained, and then sending them to the different banks. It can be any bank, but in the first case, it will be only the bank whom they have given the provisional offer letter. Training would be online, sir. Mr. Bawa has asked the question. It will be online. It will be centrally. So we have trainers sitting in Mumbai. We have trainers sitting in Bangalore. We have trainers sitting in Mohali, that is Punjab. So from all these 3 locations, we will be providing the online training only. Is the franchisee fees refundable? No, it is non-refundable. Are you providing manpower? No, we are not providing any manpower. Yes, we will be helping your telecallers and the counselors with the training so that they are skilled enough to handle the queries and get the admissions done. Can you brief about the course module? It is a 4 weeks immersive certification program, which will have 1.5 hours, that is 90 minutes class on banking domain knowledge and 90 minutes class on soft skills. That is the personality development and the interview part. So daily the candidate has to attend 90 minutes banking and 90 minutes soft skills, and both the classes will continue for 4 weeks. Your website, LinkedIn link. So Sumit, I'll request you to put the website and my LinkedIn link. The Mr. Bawa has asked the questions. Whoever take training is 100% placement. Yes, Mr. Krishna. So we have a very strict criteria for screening the candidate. So we have to see that they are below 30 years. They have completed their graduation. They don't have a gap of more than 2 years after the completion of graduation, and the CIBIL score should be greater than 700. So why I can strongly say that we will help the candidate to get placed is because there is a lot of opportunities with the banks, and the new banks are coming up. Even now, the Bajaj and the Reliance has given an application to the RBI to grant them the banking license. And in the past, 2 universal banks, that is IDFC and Bandhan Bank, has been granted the license in 2015. And now new banks are also coming. Small finance banks, around 10 small finance banks have started their operations in last 5 years. So there are ample of opportunities in private sector banks. So what is the placement ratio for enrolled students? Mr. Anuj Sareen has asked the questions. So as of now, it is more than 90%. Only those who candidates after the completion of course, they ask that even some of the girls we have seen that they say that their parents are asking them to get married, or maybe those who are very restricted to their own hometown, very conservative thinking, like a candidate who is from Agra and is looking for a job in Agra only. So then in that case, the placement is little tough. So whatever the candidate we will enroll is, we need to tell them clearly that you should be open for at least your adjoining 3, 4, 5 districts to get job. So if a candidate is from Lucknow, they may have to relocate to Kanpur or nearby districts. So same goes for every other state. So what is the fee chargeable to students? And generally sales is something students are not very keen. Who is the right target audience in your experience, sir? Very good question, Mr. Surya Teja. So the fees is 20,000 rupees. And you very rightly said that sales is something that they are not very keen. But we have to identify only those candidates who are keen in getting a job in sales. And by paying 20,000 rupees, they will get a salary of at least 2.5 lakhs per annum. So they will, the return on investment is in only 1 month for them. So what we counsel the students is that you must start a job wherever you are getting. And once you have a experience of 6 months to 12 months, you may switch to other bank in another good profile. But yes, you very rightly said that students are not very much keen, but that is what we have to, that is what is our job profile as a center manager or a center director, to show them the career path in the sales. If you talk about the banking industry, 90% of the branch managers are from the sales background. So the operational profile which the bank joins, with the student joins in the bank, is a teller or a customer service officer. And they can grow up to deputy branch manager in next 7-8 years, or maybe branch manager also. But then at the end, branch manager has to do sales, which is more than 80% of his KRA. So it's a complete 1 hour session we can take on how to get a candidate for this admissions or for this course particularly. How many 4-week training batches can run at a time? Anuji, you can start as many batches as you can. So it all depends upon how much admissions you have. So in one batch, we would prefer not more than 25 students. So between 20 to 25 students is a good number. And if you have a batch of it, like if we talk about, you have a batch on 25th of July with 10 students, and maybe you are sitting in Lucknow and another sitting in Noida has again 10, 12 admissions. So we will start a batch of 20 to 20 students, combining the students from all the centers. Or maybe we have 5 centers and everybody has done five admissions. So 25 students, we will start a batch. So we prefer not to go beyond 25 as the training impact decreases after that. Is the training seasonal or throughout the year? It is throughout the area, throughout the year, as the banks require the candidates all across 12 months. Any registration like firm or GST required for franchisee started? Yes, I would prefer that you should take a GST, as because in the first year only you will be surpassing 20 lakhs of business, and then you need to take the GST. So better if you can go, or you can consult your chartered accountant in the starting of the business.
Thank you, Simranji. So any other questions, since we have a few minutes left? If any other question is there, so definitely sit. So otherwise, Sanjay ji. So otherwise, Gusamnaji, I think there is no other question. So, and we can engage offline also. If any other question is there, you can connect with the Franchisee India team. So the number is also there, them, and the team will respond back to you. So
Right.
thank you, Gusamnaji.
Yeah, one thing more, sir. We have our senior vice president Sumit Kaur with us. So, madam, if you can elaborate more on that, or if you think there is something I missed, you may put forward in next 2-3 minutes.
Right. Thank you so much, sir. And yes, I think every point has been covered well, and we were able to answer all the questions also. But yes, question regarding having a target audience. Target audience will definitely be from tier 2 and tier 3 cities. Actually, they will be unemployed eligible youth of this country who wants to start their career from somehow. And yes, as you can see, the eligibility criteria, it's just graduation, any graduation with 40% marks. So most of the times these eligible youth, they want to start with the bank job, which is on rolls to the bank. And this actually give them a boost wherein they can grow from here to a very good and stable career in banking. So this will be your target audience, and we always respect the audience or the students or the candidates who are unemployed, and then you can get a lot of them with colleges which are which are very kind of level 3 colleges or level 2 art colleges, and maybe some unemployment exchanges also. So this is where you can find the target audience. And yes, also since this is sales profile, so HR prefers candidates should have 2-wheelers, and then that mindset of just going and doing the work. And now sales profiles are more kind of diplomatic with banks. They're not just being on a field and doing sales. They're more diplomatically handling the sales that happens in the bank from digital platforms also. So a lot of variations in those roles also now. And actually, in a year or two, a candidate can settle well with branch banking profiles also, with operational profiles also, owing he talks to HR and HR is comfortable with the candidate. Because any candidate who is just go-getter is always looked forward as an asset to the bank. Right, there are more questions coming up, I think. Sir, if you can answer.
Mr. Anmol Jain has asked, is company operated franchise invested model available passive investor? No, sir. We want the active partners to come and take the franchisees as there is a lot of work required? Are we doing any guaranteed placement? Very good question, Mr. Rupesh. We don't tell in front that the placement is guaranteed, but we tell the candidate, if you have enrolled with us, we will make sure that you will start a career in a bank. But we don't write 100% job guarantee or something like that, because the student is then least interested in getting trained. So he or she thinks that if I have paid the fees, now they will help me to get a job. It is always after the required skill set they have taken, and that after that only we can help them to get a job. So thank you, Mr. Sanjay Bhatt, Harshika, and Vijay Kataria ji for giving the opportunity to
Thank you,
interact with
Gursimran
me.
ji. Yeah, Sumit ji. Yeah.
Thank you so much, team Inspiring Bankers and Vijay ji and Sanjay sir for this wonderful presentation discussion about the brand Inspiring Bankers. Friends, to know more about this opportunity or to connect directly with the Gursimran ji and Ms. Sumit Kaur, you can reach us on our hotline number 9717683838. You can also write us on feedback@franchiseindia.in. Today evening, Franchise India is doing our Bharat Franchise Show. The brands who are looking for master franchisee across Pan India, the brands come from the outside from India. They are looking for expansion in India. You can reach us on our hotline number for today's webinar. Also, registration link shared over the chat box. You can reach us on our hotline number 9717683838. Also, you can use the chat box to do your registration for today's webinar. Franchise India is again back with their iconic show in Pragati Maidan on 15-16 July next month. Save the dates. To participate on this event, you can call us on our hotline number 9717683838. Thank you everyone for joining today's webinar.